Yo, what is good, everyone? Hope you have an amazing week, day, evening, wherever you are. Today is a very special video where we'll be talking about the best character to roll on day one of Wuthering Waves so that you don't regret your decision. As you may or may not know, Kuro Games has blessed us with 5 different banners to choose from for the 5 standard 5-star characters in the game. And in 80 summons, you can get the one that you want. So it's very important that you pick the one that you resonate with the most. See what I did there? So let's get into it. First off, there's a simple, logical, reasonable way of answering the question of who to roll for so that you don't regret your decision. And that is just to roll for whoever you like the most. Hold on though. The goal of this video is to provide you with the information on the 5-star characters in Wuthering Waves so that you can make an informed decision on who to roll for. So after watching this video and seeing the 5 different characters that you can choose from, you'll be able to make a decision that you probably won't regret. Now, we won't be getting into the nitty-gritty of each character, like their best teams, their best echoes, their best weapons, etc. Because, number one, there just isn't enough information for that, because the game isn't even out yet. How do you even know what the best of the best is? And number two, those things are likely to change. Echoes might get changed, weapons might get changed. You know what won't get changed though? Most likely, the character's playstyle. So instead, we'll be going over their kit and their playstyle, which I think is more important when choosing your favorite character. And those things will likely remain the same on the full release of the game. So, also, disclaimer, although the information I am providing is up to date as of right now, things are obviously subject to change upon the release of the game. I am not a messiah. I cannot predict the future. They might just completely change something out of the blue, and I don't know anything about it. So, with all that being said, let's get started. First up is Calcharo. Calcharo is an Electro Broadblade wielding main character with an extremely flashy moveset that just screams 5-star status. If you like Sephiroth or any other of the hundreds of white hair, sword wielding, katana wielding characters in gaming or anime, you will probably really like this guy. Here's how his kit works. So his kit revolves around gaining these stacks called Cruelty and Killing Intent. There's 2 types, Cruelty and Killing Intent. We'll get into them in a bit. First up, we got Cruelty. Now, you gain Cruelty on each hit of your resonance skill ability. Now, what is Calcharo's resonance skill? It's called Extermination, and it can be casted up to 3 times per use. Think Riven's Q ability from League of Legends. Now, when you gain 3 stacks of Cruelty, which is the max amount of stacks, your next heavy attack will be a super heavy attack called Mercy. Now, Mercy consumes 3 stacks of Cruelty to deal extra electro damage and gives you extra resonance and liberation energy. Now, Calcharo's resonance liberation, his ultimate skill, is called Phantom Etching, and it essentially turns him into Super Saiyan mode. In this game, it's called Deathblade Gear. In his Deathblade Gear state, Calcharo's basic attack is replaced with a 5-hit combo attack called Hound's Roar. Now, remember when I mentioned that there's 2 types of stacks, right? Cruelty and Killing Intent. You get Killing Intent when you're in your Deathblade Gear state, and that replaces Cruelty. So when you're not in Super Saiyan mode, you get Cruelty stacks. When you are in Super Saiyan mode, you get Killing Intent stacks. Killing Intent, unlike Cruelty, can be stacked up to 5 times. And you gain 1 stack for each hit of Hound's Roar, which is the new normal attack string you get in your Super Saiyan mode, right? Now when you have 5 Killing Intent stacks, it works the same. Your next heavy attack will become a super heavy attack called Death Messenger. And Death Messenger consumes 5 Killing Intent to deal extra electro damage and is considered resonance liberation damage and recovers resonance energy and consider energy. So that's how his whole kit works, right? You're weaving in these heavy attacks in between your skills and your normal attacks to create these amazing combos that just blow your mind visually. If you like swords, you like flash, you like shing, you will like this guy, man. You like edgy characters, your favorite color is black, you like Sephiroth, you like Final Fantasy, you will like this guy. You like what you see on the screen, you will like this guy. I think he was regarded as one of the strongest characters in CBT2. Obviously, that is subject to change, but it goes to show that this guy means business. So to dumb this down, essentially, Calcharo is a combo-heavy character that utilizes heavy attacks to deal massive damage. When you aren't in Super Saiyan mode, you get 3 hits with your resonance skill, so that you can do a super heavy attack. When you are in Super Saiyan mode, you get 5 hits with your basic attack combo, and then end it with another super heavy attack. Alright? That's his whole kit. Next up, we have Verina. Verina is unique in that she's the only 5-star standard character that is also a support/healer character, right? She is a rectifier user, spectral element support character that provides healing and off-field damage bonuses for the team. So if you're looking for a character with longevity, a character that will probably be useful for the long term, a character that can be slotted into multiple different teams, then Verina is your character. If you care about meta. mostly. Let's go over her kit and see exactly why that is, right? So her resonance skill is called Botany Experiment, and it just does AoE spectral damage, nothing special. Her resonance liberation, however, is called Arboreal Flourish, and what it does is it nourishes nearby foliage at a rapid speed, dealing spectral damage while restoring HP to all team members nearby. It also applies a photosynthesis mark up to the target that it hits, right? What's a photosynthesis mark, you may ask? Well, whenever a teammate hits an enemy with a photosynthesis mark, Verina will perform a coordinated attack, dealing spectral damage while restoring HP to the party members who are dealing the damage. This can be triggered once per second. And you can see why this is very effective, right? A character that can provide off-field damage will always be valuable to any team. Not only that, she provides healing as well, right? So that alone makes her a very strong unit. Her intro skill is just pretty basic, just comes in as a tag. However, her outro skill recovers HP to the next character or other nearby characters on a nearby team that activates her outro skill, equal to 19% of her attack for 6 seconds. She also gives characters on nearby teams a 15% all-type damage bonus for 30 seconds. So not only can she heal other characters, but she also gives them damage bonuses on top of that, and also does coordinated attacks with them, right? And so you can see why she's a really good support unit. Now she has two passives, right? One, they're both really strong. The first one is called Grace of Life, which protects a party member from fatal damage and grants a shield with strength equal to 120% of Verina's attack and lasts for 10 seconds. This can be triggered every 10 minutes. So pretty much, this saves your character from dying one time every 10 minutes, which is really essential. It's super strong. You just get a free Guardian Angel, pretty much, for having this character on your team. Her second passive is called Gift of Nature, and this passive increases the attack stat of all party members by 20% for 20 seconds whenever Verina casts her heavy attack Starflower Blooms, mid-air attack Starflower Blooms, Resonance Liberation, or outro skill. So whenever any of those 4 things happen, all party members will gain a 20% attack bonus for 20 seconds, which is crazy. Now, I did mention something called Starflower Blooms. Let's get into that, what that is, right? So that's her Forte Circuit. That's what it's called. So every character has their own stacking system and called a Forte Circuit. And Verina's Forte Circuit is called Starflower Blooms. Now, her stacks are called Photosynthesis Energy. And these stacks can be obtained 3 ways. She gains 1 stack of Photosynthesis Energy for every basic attack 5 on hit, 1 stack of Photosynthesis Energy for every resonance skill on hit, and 1 stack of Photosynthesis Energy for every intro skill on hit. And when she has a Photosynthesis Energy stack, her next heavy attack will consume 1 stack of Photosynthesis Energy to recover Consider Energy and restore HP for all party members nearby. And not only that, with their second passive, her heavy attack will also give that 20% attack stat bonus that I mentioned previously for 20 seconds, which is super strong. So to dumb it down, Verina is a mostly off-field support unit. For the brief period she is on-field, you want to use her Resonance skill and Intro skill to gain Photosynthesis Energy stacks, and then use a heavy attack to activate her Gift of Nature passive, which grants you a 20% attack bonus for 20 seconds, as well as regenerates energy and heals your team. Just from reading this kit alone, you can tell that Verina is an extremely strong support unit, and the amount of damage bonuses and healing that she can provide for your team is insane. If you want to go for a character that will likely not be power crept and be useful for a while, at least more for a longer time than main characters, obviously every main DPS character can be used, but they'll be power crept first. They're the first ones to be power crept. Verina may be the one, right? Support characters usually have more longevity than main DPS units due to the nature of their kit. So if you want a character that's like that, then you should go for Verina. Next is the used to be furry Lingyang. Lingyang is a 5-star Glacial Element Gauntlet wielding main DPS character. His kit has a heavy focus on swift attacks and attack combos with his gauntlets, which leads to a very unique playstyle. If you like fast-paced combo-based gameplay, this recently converted furry might just be your guy. Now let's get into his kit. Lingyang's resonance skill is called Ancient Arts, which in its basic form just attacks the target, dealing glacial damage. However, after Lingyang hits the target with his basic attack strength 3, 4, or 5, his resonance skill is replaced with a new skill called Swift Punches. After using this skill, Lingyang's basic attack 5 will be replaced with Feral Roars, which deals bonus glacial damage. When Lingyang starts a basic attack combo after casting Swift Punches and Feral Roars, the combo will then start with Lingyang's basic attack number 3, leading to a non-stop flurry barrage of punches. Lingyang's Resonance Liberation is called Strive, Lion's Vigor, which deals glacial damage to the target and activates the Blessing of Lion's Vigor, which increases Lingyang's glacial damage bonus stat by 50% for 14 seconds. It also increases the duration of Forte Circuit's Striding Lion state by 10 seconds. Now you might be asking, what the fuck is that? His Forte Circuit is called Unification of Spirits, and that is how Lingyang is able to do mid-air attack combos. Lingyang can hold up to 100 Lion Spirit stacks, and they are obtained when Lingyang casts his own intro skill, resonance skill, or resonance liberation. When the Lion Spirit bar is not full, Lingyang can use a basic attack after a heavy attack to perform Tail Strike, which deals bonus glacial damage. However, when the Lion Spirit bar is full, using a heavy attack will perform Glorious Plunge, dealing glacial damage and launching enemies into the air. Now, I mentioned the Striding Lion state. Lingyang has a different state, which can be activated in 2 ways. The first way is like what I previously mentioned, casting a heavy attack with full Lion Spirit and launching the enemy into the air. The second way to activate Striding Lion state is to use his intro skill or Resonance Liberation and casting a basic attack while you have full Lion Spirit. Now, in the Striding Lion state, a lot of shit happens. One, you can attack midair now. If Lingyang is on the ground, you can use the Glorious Plunge attack to get back in the air and keep beating that guy up in the air. While in the Striding Lion state, Lion Spirit is continuously consumed, and the Striding Lion state ends 5 seconds after Lion Spirit runs out. Now, I mentioned in the Resonance Liberation that it can extend the Striding Lion state, and it does this by reducing the amount of Lion's Spirit used in the Striding Lion state by 50%, which can extend the Striding Lion state by up to 10 seconds. Now, while in the Striding Lion state, his basic attack is replaced with a new basic attack string called Feral Gyrate, which performs up to 2 consecutive attacks, dealing glacial damage. His Resonance skill is replaced with the Mountain Roamer, which deals glacial damage. And when his Lion Spirit is less than 10, you can use basic attack to perform Stormy Kicks, dealing glacial damage. And then after performing Stormy Kicks, the mid-air attack Radiant Plunge becomes available. Holy shit, that was a lot, bro. Time to explain like I'm 5. This character, literally just a face roll character, alright? Okay, maybe it's not that simple. He obviously has a lot of attack combos, but essentially his kit revolves around constantly attacking the enemy with no breaks. You use his Striding Lion state to launch enemies into the air and just beat them the fuck up. That's this character's explained like a 5. That's his character dumbed down. This little furry boy launches you in the air and just beats you the fuck up. If you like the sound on that, roll for this guy, alright? It's very complicated. Hopefully the video does a good job of showing you what his playstyle looks like, because this shit is crazy. But yeah, that's his kit. Little furry boy that launches you in the air and just beats you the fuck up. Alright, speaking of little kids. Wait, that just sounded weird. Next up, we got Encore.
Ta-da! Encore the hero, ready for battle. Whoa!
Encore is a rectifier using Fusion Element main DPS character. If you are one of the 5 players that main Annie in League of Legends, Encore is probably right up your alley. Encore's resonance skill is called Flaming Woolies. She summons her 2 flame-breathing sheep devil animals Cloudy and Cosmos to attack with Burning Rays, dealing fusion damage. After casting Flaming Woolies, you can use the resonance skills again to perform Energetic Welcome, dealing even more fusion damage. Encore's Resonance Liberation, Cosmos Rampage, pretty much changes her entire kit, honestly. During Cosmos Rampage, her basic attack is replaced with a new basic attack, which performs up to 4 consecutive attacks that deals fusion damage, which is also considered as basic attack damage. Her heavy attack is replaced with a new heavy attack, which also deals fusion damage and is considered as heavy attack damage. She like charges up and like explodes pretty much. Her resonance skill is replaced with Cosmos Rampage, which deals fusion damage and is completely new and different resonance skill than her first initial one, than her original one. Her Forte circuit is called Black and White Woolies, and the stacks she gains is called Dissonance. She gains these stacks with every hit of her basic attack, resonance skill, and intro skill, and she can store up to 100 at a time. Now, 2 things can happen at 100 dissonance, depending on if Cosmos Rampage is active or not. So when Cosmos Rampage is not active, at 100 dissonance, you can activate a Resonance Liberation skill called Cloudy Frenzy, which deals fusion damage, and is considered as Resonance Liberation damage. When Cosmos Rampage is active, you gain access to another Resonance Liberation called Cosmos Rupture, which also deals fusion damage. So she pretty much has like 2 different Resonance Liberations, pretty much, depending on if Cosmos Rampage is active or not. Now, no matter if Cosmos Rampage is active or not, if her Dissonance is full, after casting a heavy attack, Encore will consume all Dissonance to enter the Dissonance state, reducing damage taken by 70%. Switching characters does not interrupt Dissonance. Now, Encore has 2 passive skills. The first one is called Angry Cosmos, which increases Encore's damage dealt by 12% when Cosmos Rampage is active and her health is above 70%. And her second one is called Woolly's Cheer Dance, which increases Encore's fusion damage by 50% for 10 seconds after casting her Resonance skill. Essentially, she's the mage type character of the standard 5-star characters. And if you enjoy that type of playstyle, like that mage playstyle where you're casting abilities, summoning units, then you will enjoy her playstyle a lot and you should go for Encore. Last but not least, we got Jianxin. Jianxin is a arrow, gauntlet wielding 5-star main DPS character with the focus on parrying. If you really like Neji from Naruto, and I mean really like Neji, like that's your favorite character, you'll probably like this chick too, because she practically looks and has very similar abilities to Neji. Keep in mind that the developers did say that they are making some changes to Jianxin's kit on the full release based on the feedback that they received back in CBT2, but I don't imagine them changing her playstyle that drastically. Jianxin's resonant skill, Calming Air, can be long pressed to enter a parrying stance. From there, two things can happen. One is Chi counter. When Jianxin is attacked in the parrying stance, she does not take damage and immediately performs Chi counter, dealing arrow damage. The second is Chi parry. Releasing the resonant skill button during the parry stance interrupts the parry stance and performs Chi parry, which deals arrow damage to the target. Her resonance liberation is called Purification Force Field. She creates a strong wind field, continuously pulling targets within the wind field to the center and causes arrow damage. When the wind field disappears, it will cause arrow damage to all targets within the range again. Now, her forte circuit is called Primordial G Spiral. Jianxin can stack up to 120 Chi, and Chi can be obtained by hitting an enemy with a normal attack, casting her resonance skill, and hitting an enemy with her intro skill. When Chi reaches max stacks, hold heavy attack to cast Primordial Chi Spiral and start Zhuotian Progress. Now this is the part I think that they're going to change the most, the Zhuotian Progress part. So I'm not going to get too much into it. Essentially, there's different levels of Zhuotian Progress, and each level gives you a different shield and deals damage to the enemy. So this part was kind of complicated, and they're probably going to change it, but just know that you gain a shield and you do damage pretty much. She has two passives. First is Formless Release, which increases her resonance liberation damage by 20%, and the second is Reflection, which increases the shield strength of heavy attack Primordial Chi Spiral by 20%. So if you like parrying, you like martial arts, you probably will like Jianxin, because that's literally her whole entire kit. Parrying, martial arts, and gaining shields because of it. So if that sounds good to you, I mean, she's overall a really cute character too in my opinion, then hey, you can't go wrong. Go for her. So that's it for the standard 5-star characters in Wuthering Waves. I hope I did a good job explaining each of the characters' kits and playstyles so that you have a better feel of whose banner to go for when the game comes out. If you think I did a good job, please let me know by leaving a like. Also comment who you're going for. I'm interested to see if anyone's choice has changed because of what I said in this video. I'll be making a complete, in-depth guide for every character in Wuthering Waves when the game does come out, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.